Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing my AFL Evolution 2 2020 wishlist. Now, if you guys have been following my previous wishlist on this channel, you know that I've probably done about a couple of them at this point. I'm yet to make it 2021. I've been, hoping, one of the things I hoped in the wishlist was that they would actually delay the game until 2020, because I just thought that made the most sense, and they actually did do that, and yeah, it's coming out in 2020. We don't really know a release date or so from at the time of making this video. Yeah, we don't know a release date on when the game is eventually going to be coming out. I would presume it's going to be around, I don't know, March to May, I would probably say. But again, they could probably change their mind and maybe even delay it again. But yeah, the first thing I'm going to be starting off on my wish list for 2020 AFL Evolution 2 is something that I definitely know literally like everyone wants them to change, and that's pretty much every single thing to do with the timing in the game. It is really bad. Literally, some of the gameplay features of marking, the timing with marking, the timing with handballs, and all that type of stuff is just very, very frustrating and hard to deal with. A lot of you guys will know that playing AFL Evolution 2, if you're about to get tackled, and let's just say, I'm going to talk about a PlayStation controller. Let's just say you click square right before you get tackled. You click square and your player actually doesn't end up handballing it. It's a, problem with delay. It's a problem with timing. And yeah, it just has to get right with AFL Evolution 2. It's extremely frustrating. You're about to get run down by, a defender behind you. And then you go for a hand pass. You click square to hand pass and your player doesn't even hand pass it. And then you get run down. Extremely annoying, and it just doesn't make sense at all. Marking is also a massive issue when it comes to AFL Evolution, as there are literally times in AFL Evolution where like players will glitch through other players' bodies to get a mark, and it's sometimes very funny, sometimes incredibly frustrating and annoying, and no one wants to actually have that happen to them. I mean, if you are in best position, your timing is good, and it comes up with good timing, you're in best position, you're in front of the defender, there's no way you're going to drop this chest mark or something like that, and then all of a sudden, the defender literally glitches through your body to somehow get the mark. It's even frustrating to talk about. They definitely need to fix that. I don't even know why that is a thing when it comes to, a game that, and yeah, it's just obviously very frustrating, and I hope they fix it in AFL Evolution 2. So yeah, all in all, timing, marking, handballing, all that type of stuff, they all come into a pretty much similar category because it all really has something to do with timing at the end of the day. It needs to be fixed, and yeah, if it's not, then AFL Evolution 2 may not be as enjoyable as it possibly could have been if that, those problems were actually eventually fixed. Another thing that I would very much like them to add, and I know this is definitely one of the most requested features when it comes to AFL Evolution 2. Look, for some reason, I don't think they're going to be doing this, but that is a MyTeam mode. Like, that would be extremely cool to have a MyTeam mode on, the game. Pretty much what MyTeam is, for those of you who didn't know, is, I forgot what it's called in FIFA for some reason, but it's pretty much the same in FIFA. On NBA 2K, it's pretty much what happens is, you end up building a team by collecting cards and doing all of that type of stuff. And yeah, it's just a very fun experience. A lot of people like to do it in, 2K and FIFA. It's one of the best things probably of the game. And yeah, a lot of people definitely like to do it. And yeah, on FIFA, it's actually called Ultimate Team, I believe. So yeah, if that was in AFL Evolution 2, that would be literally very, very awesome. But I know it's a small company, small developers, and all that type of stuff. So I know the chances of that being in the game might not necessarily be the biggest possibility, but again, it would be extremely cool to actually see that in the game. And yeah, of course, it would provide like hundreds of more gameplay hours for a lot of people, because yeah, there's really not exactly too much to do in AFL Evolution compared to other sport games. I mean, once you're done, maybe building a character, playing in what they like to call, the My Career type of thing, which is literally pretty much got no story at all, that type of stuff. There's not really exactly too much to do. You can verse people online, you can, play exhibition games, or, you can build a team using coach mode, but there's no literally draft classes, and yeah, that actually gets me up to my next thing. They need to add a way where fans can actually add draft classes and stuff like that. That would be extremely cool. A lot of, sport games have that now. You can download draft classes online. And yeah, if they, there are a lot of people out there that are very into the drafts that would definitely be able to do it. And yeah, I just don't understand why. I don't know why that wasn't in AFL Evolution in the first place. I mean, they have like their little fan hub type of thing at, the start of the game. So it would be pretty cool to see them actually add that into AFL Evolution 2. So it'd make, realistic rebuilds and all that type of stuff way better. And yeah, again, would give a lot more people gameplay hours because they'd actually have an easier way to build a team, and it would make quite a lot more sense. And yeah, another thing they definitely need to add, it has something to do with coaching type of thing again. I would just like to see, its own type of massive mode, like them spend a lot of time on creating its own type of mode, similar to like My League in NBA 2K. That's what I'm kind of going for here. I think it would be extremely cool. And again, stuff that falls onto that, like realistic draft classes, which again, fans can add. I mean, they've got it on NBA 2K and literally like every other sport game. It would be extremely cool for them to have it on this game. And another one is free agency. There is literally like no free agency unless you're like picking them up in the draft on AFL Evolution 2. I have no idea why that's not a thing. There are literally like big free agency type of things out there that predict the free agents and stuff on the upcoming ones, and the people that have like calculated when players will become free agents. There are websites for that online. I don't think it'd be very hard for them to necessarily add a big free agency class into AFL Evolution 2, but again, who knows if we're going to get it. It would be extremely cool, and that just falls under like a massive rebuilding type of mode that I would very much like to see. Obviously, in the game right now, it is called coach mode or whatever, something like that, but it would be cool if they dedicated like a whole massive mode to it, very similar to My League rebuild mode in NBA 2K. Another thing I would very much like to see them add is face scans. We've obviously seen face scans before. They have added quite a bit of them into AFL Evolution. For the most part, they actually did a pretty good job with the face scans, but then there are those really ridiculous ones that are just very funny, that I hope they obviously do decide to add better face scans and all that type of stuff into AFL Evolution 2. There might need to be some updated face scans, but yet again, it looks like they actually have been doing face scans for certain clubs in the AFL. I don't know if it's been everyone, but I'm pretty sure I saw a video of them doing the Richmond and Sydney face scans, I believe. So yeah, it would be very cool to see a lot more face scans come into AFL Evolution 2. And again, with the way they have, freedom to talk to AFL clubs and all that type of stuff, I don't think it'd be the hardest thing to do. But again, I really don't know how much freedom they actually do have to get players to come into the studio and that, or actually bring like their mini studio to the football clubs to actually do these type of face scans. So again, that would be extremely cool to eventually see, and yeah, I would be very happy with that. Another thing that I would like to see them add are player traits. For those of you who don't know, in literally every single sport game, pretty much around, every single character has certain things that they do. In basketball, they would shoot with left hand or they shoot with right hand. In FIFA, they would be shooting with either the left hand, the left foot, right foot, all that type of stuff. It would be cool to see some of that stuff, come into AFL Evolution 2. Pretty much like every player has the same pace. It'd be cool to see players like Daniel Rioli be a lot more faster than players like Toby Nankervis, instead of them both pretty much being the same pace. Ruckman should obviously most likely be slower than the other type of players in the AFL, while the smaller forwards, smaller defenders, smaller midfielders should most likely be faster. But again, it really has to do with the player. Something else that happened in the gameplay I was just recording was Toby Nankervis actually did a specky on one of the players. Now, I don't know if I would really like to see this in, the AFL Evolution 2. Again, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to player traits. I think it would be very cool to actually see, obviously the players that are very good at speckies like Jeremy Howe take him quite often rather than random players like Toby Nankervis, who you would never think would actually be able to do a specky, end up actually doing a specky on a player. So, yeah, again, I would like to see player traits actually get put in this game. I don't really believe there are any. There may be a couple, but again, I'm not too sure. There probably are a couple here and there sprinkled into the game. But again, it would be very cool to see some player traits to do with certain players. I'm trying to think of more. Again, small forwards, most of them are a lot more faster than the competition. So again, players like Daniel Rioli or players like Orazio Fantasia should potentially be faster than the rest of the players, some of the other players in the AFL. And those slower type of players, you know, like slower midfielders like Trent Cotchin, who aren't exactly very fast, but aren't slow. They're like in the medium type of spot, if you guys know what I mean. And yeah, Ruckman, most of them are pretty slow, so it'd be kind of interesting to see them kind of be a lot more slower than, I guess, smaller forwards, if you guys know what I mean. That's just what they need to do with the player traits, in my opinion. But anyway, to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest AFL content and sports content. A lot more AFL Evolution videos will potentially be coming out. Hopefully we get some new AFL Evolution news eventually. It'd be very cool to see some AFL Evolution news, and yeah, I'd be very excited to cover that. So hopefully we do get a little bit more. But again, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel, vlogging channel, sorry. Links in the description down below. I've got a couple of new vlogs on my vlogging channel, so go check them out. And yeah, I will most likely be playing a lot of AFL Evolution when it does come out, AFL Evolution 2, on my gaming channels. Again, go subscribe to that. Links for them are in the description down below. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.